So I made this video because I wanted to speak about Eric Trump sharing fake photos of Ice Cube and 50 Cent, photoshopping their hats to make them look like they're wearing Trump hats. And I think 50 was wearing a New York Yankees hat, but it was like the Yankees part was subdued, which that makes sense. He's done that before. 50, these are Trump hats, and his Trump son says, two great, courageous Americans. Um, it's fake. And one of my folks on here was talking about how it shows you how desperate they really are. Um, I want to be understanding. Ice Cube met with Trump. He's worked on Trump's platinum plan for Black Americans. I get it. I understand it. He thinks he's doing what's right. Every black man who has came in there with Trump has become a caricature of themselves. I don't want to disrespect him, Ice Cube. I don't want to disrespect him or what he believes his cause is, but I understand that Trump doesn't respect anybody or anything. He doesn't even respect Dr. Fauci, and that's why he's able to get on with the rednecks, because he is so cutthroat and he is so he's unholy. Basically, I hate to use that word, but there are certain things that are holy. There are certain things that should be respected, and the Trumps don't respect anything. That's clear. And I thought when I read that courageous Black Americans, whatever, I thought about Sammy Davis Jr. and Nixon, and how at the end of the day Nixon screwed him, and Sammy Davis Jr. talked about how Nixon promised him things he himself couldn't do. I want to show you if I can. Sammy Davis Jr. and Richard Nixon, Milhouse Nixon. This, it says what it is. You've always had black men who try to get in with the power structure, not because we want to lay down with these damn crackers, but because we have to. That's not because we like you people. It's not because we like your politics. It's because we have to be able to stay relevant. And just like then with Sammy Davis Jr., Trump is once again, they're taking advantage of a black celebrity. I think it's sad. Christo, so it's a guy on YouTube. He was talking about how this shows you how they're lying and all this kind of stuff. In my mind, this is another example of just gaslighting. People who just have no honor about them and who will use and take it. See, my thing is, it's like when Trump calls Joe Biden a socialist and calls his vice president a communist and all this. I mean, this is the top cop in California that was locking up people for truancy, the kids being truant. And you're calling her a communist. Like it's. But even when you lie, it's got to make sense, right? Like, I can't walk up to a woman out here and tell her I'm a millionaire. I wouldn't be here if I was a millionaire. It doesn't make sense, and most people would know that. You lie about things that make sense. Trump lies about so much that doesn't even make. I mean, any white person who's got any kind of person of color around them would know, like, the stuff Trump says. These are lies. These are blatant, utter lies. They're not even good lies. You're not even like close lies. And which is, he's playing to his base. He's playing to rednecks out in the country. He's playing to rednecks, and what it is, he's playing to the suburban moms. One thing Roland Martin taught me years ago was that the era of the compassionate conservative, which is the first George Bush, playing to the suburban moms that, oh, we're not too hard on the blacks. That's what this is. But that won't work. I mean, his base, they're already like, dude, Trump could go out the mall and do a Heil Hitler salute, and his base wouldn't even bat an eye. So I'm not talking to them. and I don't care about them. But for anybody that's got a brain cell in their head, they know like this stuff doesn't make sense. I want to make the rest of this video about just right-wing tricks and right-wing tactics that Trump has used that are dirty. And I think sometimes like Trump throws so much shit against the wall, and like it's just like we're just like, okay, look, you know, we don't want to spend all day looking at this. Like, he lies so fucking much, and he pulls these tricks so fucking much. It's ridiculous, man. It just is. It's mind boggling. Not sure if you remember this one. This lady was at one of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's political rallies, and she was talking about eat the babies. And I wasn't really political then, but I had stopped watching InfoWars and stuff at that point. And I knew it didn't make sense when she had the jackets to eat the babies, and I didn't understand. See, this is what conservatives do. When conservatives deal with the left, they've always got to talk about the most extreme versions of the left. I've talked about it where if I say defund the police, then a Republican will say I want to defund. I want to abolish police. If I say we should legalize marijuana, a conservative will say, well, you want to get rid of all laws on drugs. If I say, hey, I support gay marriage, I believe that you should not be discriminated against LGBT people, well, then a conservative will say, you want to legalize pedophilia. This is what conservatives do. They because they have to always twist up the narrative, act in bad faith, and they have to use the most extreme parts. They have to. They have to engage in that culture war. And I've talked about that before over and over. They have to. This is an example of that. This woman's October the 3rd. This woman, 2019. This woman talked about we have a few months left. We need to start eating babies. Donald Trump's son says, sound like a normal ALC supporter to me. President provided his son's tweet calling her a whack job, but it's quickly revealed to be a political stunt. The same night, a political action committee that supports Trump, whose website refers to climate change as a population reduction, not science, publicly took credit. And I want to show you that. These people have no honor. They have no honor. And their whole idea is it's really like it's engaging in extremist politics, man, to do stuff like this. This was the Lyndon LaRouche PAC. It got me that they were so honest. They were so, like, when I watched the video and AOC put the mic behind her back, like I thought to myself, like, yo, AOC was a bartender. So I'm sure she's dealt with crazy people in New York. And the way to deal with crazy people is hey, let's calm down. You don't get, what you want to do? You want her to jump up there, jump on the woman? No. Listen, man, that woman could have really been crazy. Okay? There's a lot of people out here working 2 and 3 jobs. People out here having to take 2 and 3 buses to get around. A lot of people have a lot of stress. That woman might have had a mental breakdown. You know what I mean? Let her speak her mind. It's not right. Let her speak her. I had more respect for AOC after that than. But this, once again, that's more playing the Trump's base, because nobody with a brain cell believes that Alexandria Ocasio or anybody else on the left is actually talking about eating children or no one's advocating that. So this is more of that culture war, extremist bullshit. So yeah, she had a jacket on. And it said, save the planet, eat the children. Let's see. Oh, what got me was with InfoWars, even after Lyndon LaRouche, even after they came out and admitted it was a fake stunt, Alex Jones went on his website and was like, it was a stunt, but was it really a stunt? It was that moment right there where I knew I cannot associate myself in any way with this man. Because if you're dumb enough to come out here and politically push something that we all know was a political stunt, and you're going to sit here and play like it wasn't, then you have no legitimacy. There's a lot of people out here, I've talked about it before, who are crazy, who are on the edge, and whose only media may be from the fringe. We have a duty to speak the truth. Speak our opinion, but speak the truth. If you're pushing stuff you know is not true, you're illegitimate. And even before the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping attempt, even before, Charlottesville already happened. Even before like all that other stuff that's happened, I knew that you don't do that. You don't do, and I just feel like once again all these tactics, whether it be this, whether it be the hats, 50 Cent hats. If you're playing as some redneck in Northwest Arkansas, or like some bumpkin in country or country of Pennsylvania somewhere or something, then okay, whatever. I guess they're dumb enough to, but if you have a brain cell in your head, you're not gonna believe this shit. Like, nobody's this stupid. Nobody, unless they're already like, I want a race war. Unless they're already there, nobody buys that. This is what Republican Party is now. This is how low they're willing to sink. This is what the auxiliaries of the Republican Party are. This is just the direction they're moving in. Dirty tricks, low down tricks, using black people, using gay people, manipulating people for optics, and they get nothing in return. This is what this is all about. And I think it's sad because you have some black people, you have some minorities who really do want to help their people and are willing to get in the mud to do so. And I think it's sad that they're willing to cross that line. And then you have dumbasses like Trump and his son that are willing to pervert their cause. I think that's sad. You know what I mean? Like, even though I'm a socialist, I'm not trying to fix this government. I'm not trying to fix this system. I don't think it can be fixed. I still respect the people who have the intention to try. I still respect that. And it's I guess it's kind of like Malcolm X and Dr. King, being different, and how even Malcolm X talked about how Dr. King had failed it trying to integrate Albany, Georgia, and things like that. It wasn't disrespect. He was stating facts. He was stating reality, but he respected Dr. King, even to a degree. He disagreed on certain issues. I disagree with anyone trying to negotiate with Trump on anything. I disagree with that completely. I think you're making a fool of yourself. I think that Trump has no honor. But I think that's kind of sad. Peace.